will get out-farmed by Italy if he doesn't stick any of these ganks though. So really interesting dynamics that we have going into these games. But super passive bot lane on the same side too. I still think he almost managed to get in time into that rush. Because every time a support wants to zone off the enemy top laner, he will go hyper aggressive. And this looks a little dumb here from Fnatic now, but this was almost a beautiful cheese. And Mythy could have straight up died there if Spirit was just 2 seconds quicker. But now Yellow starts coming around, and this is an aggressive punish and adaptation with no Bard Q available here. Did Mythy skill Portal level 2?
Oh,
yes, he did!
He flashed it! There's the magical journey. Yellowstar follows through. That's a long one, and in comes Spirit, but they turn their attention to Sven, and he's desperately trying to out-trade and flash into that portal. He gets knocked up, but in comes Expect. Summoner heal, and that's first blood over to Expect.
Oh, we have to talk about all this again. Let's see how it plays out. Spirit.
That's gonna be a 2-for-1
kill, but Expect comes in here with another really good reactionary teleport.
And flash! Oh,
he's dead.
Oh no, Spirit!
3-for-1 G2 eSports.
Well, let's take a look at this one again. What happened in the mid lane? Fabivin, well, he kind of got jumped on. This wasn't quite enough damage right in the beginning, but they did manage to polish him off, by the way. So even more, there's no in for Fnatic. They just can't find any way to get a pick off. I mean, Spirit didn't have the impact he needed early on. There's the Jhin ulti. Reckless is going to try to get a zone away, but
still have Arrow, still have all their flashes.
You've got everything.
They still have a magical journey.
Several, in fact. Oh, there's the Tempered Fate. It's going to land onto Spirit. And in comes the arrow. It's going to hit him right in the back after the Nidalee Spear. And Fnatic are running scared. Meanwhile, Perkz
sold gas in the top lane. I didn't even know what that counter engage was from G2. Honestly, it wasn't the best. It worked somewhat, but none of their teleporters was actually in a position to teleport.
Of Europe so far, which is a title usually reserved for Fnatic.
All right, Perkz, flash. No.
Okay, Room Prisons instead. Oh, he stopped.
That was not a failed combo from
Wait a minute.
Star.
He's going.
No, he's dead.
Yeah.
Let's just...
I want to see what went to.
Rip Perkovic, that was a mistake. That was not a failed combo by Yellowstar.
No.
Okay, everybody stop fighting. That was not a failed combo from Yellowstar because the correct play is to W and respect your opponent to be smart enough to flash. But Perkz flash game, they don't have double Sightstone, so their 1-3-1 is significantly weaker vision-wise, which leads to people getting caught out. I like Zilean in the 1-3-1 a lot more because Perkz has speed up. Perkz with Zilean would have not died there.
Oh!
Now Reckless gets a spear.
Oh, and he is just evaporated. That is a whole lot of damage, and they stop him for a second. Tempered Fate, Trick, flashing away. Big Gnar stomps on the Goombas. It's Yellowstar and Febivin that are going down. And one misstep. Huge punishment. Yellowstar flashes away, but that's going to be in hip towers.
That was sexy, you know, the combo meter is 100% right there. Trick's going down, you know, Temper Fate on 3 members plus his own jungler. Trick flashes out, double Cosmic Binding into the alley-oop, dunk from Expected to the side like wall, and then the follow-up from G2. That was just utter annihilation, so he definitely needs to dodge that arrow. And he hops over, and now is just waiting for the face check.
Oh, and they get it. There's a big combo, but in comes Trick to try and turn the damage around. They just don't have any. Teleport here. Desperation time for Fnatic. In comes Gamers2, but Perkz has already taken out Yellowstar. Flag and drag, and into the chains they go. And that's not going to be nearly enough to take out anybody except for Perkz. Last tick of the Chaos Storm. Febivin, nearly untouched, but Expect starts to instantly turn that around and chase down not 1, not 2, but 3 members of Fnatic. Expect just going wild. And now Spirit tanking the spear, Trick hops on him, and that arrow isn't even needed. Big fight for G2, big cleanup.
Expect goes mental, 1v3 on the backline here with this Gnar. Early in the series when they're playing weak opponents, or later
I think it's like somewhere between 1 and 2, so the hair just keeps growing right now.
Yeah, right.
He's caught, but he's got a magical journey. It's gonna stop the Baron, but look, they didn't even need to finish it. Febivin, he's caught on the Tempered Fate. They chain it in. The Chaos Storm comes, but that's not anything that they needed. Expect, he's still 1v3. They turn to Reckless, pounce on him, a double kill over to Trick, and it's Yellowstar's turn to fall. A triple kill for the Kitty Cat, and that's gonna be base.
In terms of like blonde hair length, I was gonna ask you, is it Reckless level of Super Saiyan? But this looks like a Nuke Duck level of Super Saiyan from G2 Esports here. Complete domination. I got one tweet saying, Grepo, it was a 14-minute game. This wasn't domination in game 1. Well, guess what? This one is. G2 just towering at shoulders above Fnatic, based all on that first play, and then super clean map play gets them 2 inhibitors and full access to the Baron.
12,000 gold.
They need to stop relying on just individually outplaying opponents too, and look more for these like really efficient macro plays, because if you get to the highest level, honestly, when you play the likes of SKT, etc., they're going to match you in individual skill, and then obviously strategy is required.
Yeah. He locked the Baron. That's step one, though, is getting that LCS title once again. Sven and Mythy joining this team, trying to get their first LCS title, but they can beat the old kings of Europe and keep the dominance going. It looks like that is going to be the case, and it has never looked so easy. Taking out Yellowstar, chasing Spirit. He might have 8 legs, but he's not running fast enough.
Yeah. But it's just an unfair battle at this point for Fnatic. They're like fighting with the kid sword.
Oh.
You ever played the Legend of Zelda games? Like the first free little sword that you get? That's what Fnatic's wielding right now, and G2 has got the upgraded Master Sword.
Yeah.
It's not really fair. 12,000 gold lead at 28 minutes is something.
They've been collecting rupees while they go, too.
Yeah.
That's
they have a 6th member worth in gold right now.
Jeez.
To eSports.
Yeah, they're not lacking for money, and this Baron will start to put the final nail in the coffin. 28 minutes and down it goes. And it happens in the scrim because this is a point where you open mid.
This is where you say like GG well played, go next.
Yeah. So it's it's 30 minutes. I mean, this is just a slow march in. Fnatic, they know they've lost so much ground. We might see one blast before the end.
Yeah.
Gamsu EQs. He's going to get knocked by the arrow though, and there's a big Gnar. He's going to go golden for a second, and the Fnatic members start to drop. Yellowstar going first. Sven takes him out. Gamsu goes for the dunk. The Chaos Storm, not enough damage, and they want to pad those stats, but that's Inhibitor. And G2 eSports 2-0 clinic on Fnatic.
Yeah, that phase where those 3 inhibitors were down at the very end. Fnatic, vying for the throne, but if that was a wedding, the Reigns of Castamere would start playing right there. Sadly, swift end to Fnatic's chances in this series. Honestly, beautiful 2-0 here from G2. At least Spirit can still smile. That's what I love about that guy. He's always smiling. Fnatic taking it, honestly, reasonably well.
You have to take a loss like that in stride, even if there's not a whole lot you can do. Fnatic are definitely the kings of coming back and looking stronger.
I hope no fans watch this and is like, why are they smiling? They're not taking it serious. At one point, you've got outclassed and you got to go back to the drawing board. As a player that always used to get angry after losses, like I would always rage at myself after loss, and I would be so upset that my teammates would never be equally upset, because how can they not care enough? It is the wrong mentality. I think it's great to see that Fnatic here, honestly, take it with a smile. They know where they messed up. They can easily identify these mistakes, and they know exactly what they need to fix for next week. Hopefully, they start fixing it.
And it's better now than playoffs. I mean, Fnatic as a team, they know that this kind of loss you can learn quite a bit from, about yourself, about your opponents. Lose is improve. But for now,
you have been playing a lot of solo queues.
Just enough.
And that's quite sadly, that's one of the only